So Tesla stock is yet again crashing. What the heck do we do? Do we buy more shares right now, or should we wait to buy more when it goes cheaper, or even if it does go cheaper, dollar cost average? What do we do? Or is this the end of Tesla? The end of it's a broken growth story, and that's it. Which is it, Pejjy? Come on, you're the go all in guy into Tesla stock. And yes, this mug just came in, which is just absolutely flipping awesome. It's better than this mug in my opinion. I mean, the quality wise, I mean, it's the same thing, but the color is actually nice. But anyways, that's besides the point. Tesla stock has been on a roller coaster. We know this from day one since the IPO back in 2010. The stock rises like 1,000%, then it goes back down 50% from that, then it stays sideways, then it scores up again. It's the nature of this stock. But what do we do now? You see, Tesla stock went down to $100 earlier this year or late 2022, rocketed back up to almost 300. Didn't touch 300, but almost hit 300. Now it's back down to the low 200s, potentially could go even lower than 200. Personally, I don't really care if it goes below 200. If it does, y'all know what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna just buy more. But what should you do? What should I? Pejjy, tell me, give me some tips. What should I do in this situation? Because I am panicking and I don't know what to do. Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you why Tesla stock is down, why it could go even higher, or why it can even go lower. At the end of the day, short term does not matter. If you bought Tesla stock, you are buying the stock, investing in the stock up until 2030, not until next week, next month, or even next year. Nonetheless, let's step back a bit and let's talk about the reasons why Tesla stock has been crashing lately since their Q2 earnings call. And again, none of this is financial advice, but these are the reasons why it's going down. If you guys are ready, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's go. By the way, guys, I've written this all on Twitter, so if you guys aren't following me on Twitter, man, then I don't know what you guys are doing, man. Let's go. Follow me on Twitter because I'm going to read it off Twitter because that's kind of like my notepad, you can say. So, why Tesla stock will crash later this year? The first point, higher inflation. July CPI came. Inflation was higher than expected. It actually went up a bit. That is not good news, especially in this environment. Guys, I'm in Toronto right now. Things are ridiculously expensive. Gas alone is almost $2 per flipping liter. This is great news for Tesla because people will be more tuned to buy more Tesla. It's actually good news in hindsight. But nonetheless, higher inflation is not good because this will encourage the Feds to increase interest rates. And that is not good when it comes to making big capital purchases. That includes a house, and that includes vehicles. Vehicles are big capital purchases. And what does Tesla do right now? They sell vehicles, which is big capital purchases. And Elon did say that if they continue to raise rates, we are forced to reduce our prices, meaning margins will go lower and lower. Hence why you can see why investors are not that excited for Tesla stock at the moment, and that's why it's going down. But it doesn't stop there. It does not stop there. If they continue raising rates, this is going to continue the pressure on people with mortgages and other things that eventually something has to break for them to bring down the interest rates. Now, hopefully there will be a soft landing, but the higher these rates go, the less chance there is for a soft landing. So, and obviously if there's a big crash, Tesla is not immune to that. This could go even lower. Maybe back to the low 100s, and I kind of hope it does because I want to buy more on the cheap. So to addition to higher inflation and interest rate hikes, we have no soft landing or less chance of a soft landing and more price cuts coming. Addition to this, we have gigafactory upgrades may take longer than expected. We do know that Tesla is looking to do factory upgrades all across the country. This includes Shanghai, Berlin, Austin, Fremont, all of them, meaning that they won't be producing for a week or 10 days. If they're scheduled for 10 days and it goes to 15 days, that has a big impact for Q3 results. And I've been saying since they made this announcement, Q3 is going to be a terrible, terrible quarter. But Q4 is going to be absolutely monstrous. But taking things step by step, Q3 with the combination of all the other stuff here, it's just not looking good for, short-term investors or institutional investors because, they look only 12 months ahead. It doesn't make sense for them to hold Tesla stock when they can buy other stuff like Nvidia, Palantir, or other things that are going to moon. The other thing here is Elon does something other than Tesla. We know that there's Mark Zuckerberg and Elon doing the fight thing, then it was a joke, then it wasn't, now it's a joke again, going back and forth, and him doing something else. This just has direct impact for the stock. I mean, if he does something, if he tweets about something else, the stock can crumble down 5-10%. It's Elon being Elon. It's nothing, nothing new there. So these are the reasons why Tesla stock could crash even more later this year. I mean, if it goes below 200, I've already listed out my plan here on Twitter or X respectfully. But nonetheless, if it goes below 200, I'm just going to dollar cost average just regularly. It's going to go broke buying Tesla stock again. But I know it'll pay off in the end, so I'm not that worried. It's just that I would like to enjoy some life, you know what I'm trying to say? But anyways, that's the bad news crash coming on later this year. Why Tesla stock will soar later this year. So we got the bad and the good, and we gotta look at the bad and the good, the pros and cons. Smash that like button if you haven't already, man. Come on, man, smash that flipping like button. Come on, let's go. So reason number one why Tesla stock will soar later this year is the Model 3 Highland, the refresh. This thing is supposed to be cheaper than the actual Model 3. I think starting at $29,000. That's gonna be a little more of a game changer when it comes to Model 3, because we know right now the Model Y is cannibalizing Model 3 sales because the prices are almost identical. The Model 3 refresh, it'll bring it down another 5,000 or so. That's gonna really help Model 3 sales. And someone who's test driving the Y and the 3, I prefer the 3 than the Y. Very excited to see what's gonna happen with the Model 3 Highland, and that is a bullish news because, more sales. And obviously the cost is lower, so that's why they can price it at $29,000 and still make that decent juicy margin. That's number one. Number two is the one, the only, the one we've all been waiting for many years now, is the Cybertruck launch. If you guys are on X or Twitter, you guys have seen tons of these, or even when you guys are in the US, you can see a lot of these being transported from state to state, country, city to city, not country to country. But Cybertruck launch is a big catalyst because you've got almost 2 million pre-orders on this thing. And they're just ready to produce it, and everyone's eager to get it, and it's going to be the best-selling truck in North America in the next 2-3 years, mark my words. And it's also going to be the vehicle that brings up the average selling price for the entirety of Tesla, because the first few batches, first few thousand batches or first few tens of thousands of batches are going, they're most likely going to be priced between $60 to $80, probably even up to $100,000. So very exciting. Cybertruck is going to be flipping awesome. Whoever's been telling you that it's been canceled, it's not canceled. It's actually starting very soon, and this could really take the stock maybe up close to 300 or even past it. Again, not financial advice, but this could happen. Hype is really good with Tesla. The third reason why Tesla could soar later this year is full self-driving entering China. This is a big, dude, this is huge. I don't even know how to explain this. China is the second biggest EV market to the US. Actually, it's the biggest EV market overall, but it has the second biggest Tesla fleet in any other country. First US, then China. The fact that FSD beta will be going to China, you know how much data that is for Tesla to capture? You know how faster FSD it will get solved because of this? Forget that. Those who are entering full self-driving beta, they're going to be paying $200 a month to Tesla to use it. That's going to increase the average selling price because Tesla is not separating the full self-driving in their earnings report yet. It's mixed in with the average selling price, but that's going to help with the margins and the revenue. And this is big. And there's a lot of Teslas in China, and people are very eager to use this technology. In fact, China is more eager to use full self-driving than US. So people are more excited to use it there, and this is going to be great for Tesla. Sheesh moment right there. Next on the list here is we got announcement of another gigafactory. Now we do have Mexico. It looks like India. It looks to be 90% done. So that is a very good catalyst. We have record production and deliveries in Q4. I'm expecting over 500,000 deliveries in Q4. Monstrous, surpassing 1.8 million deliveries as what Elon was projecting for 2023. So that's going to be a massive catalyst because the next quarter, Q1 and Q2, Q3 and Q4, it's going to be absolutely a record every single year, as it's been every single quarter as it's been. We also got here that more legacy automakers joining Tesla Supercharger network. That's an ongoing thing. It's going to continue to happen. Sooner or later, you're going to have pretty much 80% to 90% of all vehicle companies out there, automakers out there, joining Tesla's Supercharger network. For crying out loud, now they have the universal wall charger that if you don't have a Tesla, you can get this universal wall charger and plug your car, your Mach-E or your Toyota or whatever it is that you got. So that is just insane. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And the last thing here, I didn't add it here, is the instant rebate of $7,500 on January 1st. This is free money for Tesla. And obviously this is going to bring their profits higher. And obviously, well, their profits higher, their revenue stays the same, but their profits higher, so their operating margin will increase. And that is great for the stock price, for the valuation of Tesla. So here's the pros and cons of Tesla right now. In the next 3 to 6 months, this is what we got to deal with for Tesla. The stock could go lower or it could go higher. Really, anything could happen. That's the short term. What I'm doing is simple. Just dollar cost average. When I got the money, and the lower it goes, the more aggressive I get. Very simple and straightforward. Because, guys, if you guys are watching, you know, I'm all into Tesla stock. You guys are probably are too. Or you have a significant amount of money in there that you really care about, which you really should care about. But you guys have to remember, this is a long-term investment. The money that I put into Tesla stock is locked until 2030, and I made that video right here. What Tesla stock would be in 2030 if you include everything, and the number is absolutely insane. It boggles my mind. It's crazy. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. Get the merch, man. If you guys want to support me, man, just get the merch. You get the mugs here, the t-shirt, all that. 10% off my truck. Don't forget that, and subscribe for more, and I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya.